Hey guys, my name is Moon and welcome back for more Umineko When They Cry episode 2. So last time, our folks, our friends, our people, everyone basically, yeah, they went into Jessica's room, right? They found her body there and yeah, it started. The speculations, the suspicions, Rosa suspecting the servants, right? And it was pretty good. It was pretty good because it was another, I guess, battle of wits again, right? Butler, the two butlers, I mean, trying to solve what happened in that place. But yeah, Butler succeeded in solving that, or at least proving, I mean, not solving, but proving that, sorry, that Canon did not kill Jessica, right? He solved that, but he couldn't, find out who did it, right? In the end, he was like, I resign, I give up, right? So I guess we are back in, what room is this? The parlor, right? And let us continue. With Jessica's death, it became certain that the culprit was hiding somewhere nearby and that they'd come for our lives if they had a chance. According to Genji-san, when tomorrow morning comes, the boat should arrive. The boat had a radio. We'd probably be able to contact the police directly with that. All of us gathered in the parlor and decided to wait quietly until tomorrow. I proposed that we should search throughout the mansion for clues about the culprit. But Aunt Rosa rejected that, saying that if we managed to corner the culprit or maybe provoke him, it might lead to a third murder. I mean, yeah, it would happen still though. The other Twilights, I mean. That was probably the right thing to do. If a bunch of amateurs like us investigated it, there's no way we'd find anything. It would be wisest to focus on protecting ourselves without doing anything unnecessary and leave it to the police starting tomorrow. We'd been tense at the beginning, but other than Aunt Rosa, most of us had spent all morning watching TV and getting bored, so our sense of danger had faded considerably. When we thought about it, yes, 6 adults certainly had been killed together in the first murder. But that made it seem like some back-handed method like poison had been used. And for the second murder, we figured those became sacrifices because they'd been unfortunately isolated from the rest of us. From this, it was possible to imagine that the culprit wasn't a large number of adults, and that they wouldn't be capable of killing this large group gathered in the parlor all at once. Right now, in the parlor, there's George, Aniki, and me. And Maria. And on Rosa. Genji-san, Goda-san, Shannon, Kumasawa-san, and then Dr. Nanjo, for a total of 9 people. Furthermore, Aunt Rosa was even armed with a gun. Surely, with this many people staying in this room, they wouldn't be able to touch us easily. That feeling of security, along with the passage of time, allowed us to recover from the shock of that morning bit by bit. By the way, lunchtime had just ended for us. However, it had been a canned food lunch, a far cry from the dinner last night that Goda-san had skillfully made for us. Aunt Rosa also suspected that poison may have been used in the first murder, so we probably couldn't deny the possibility that the culprit had snuck into the kitchen during all that confusion in the morning and mixed poison in with the ingredients there. So Aunt Rosa gave orders to all of us, saying that until the police came, we mustn't put anything into our mouths except safe things like canned food. As a cook, Goda-san must have felt very let down. Come on, Goda-san. Like, this is just normal, right? You need to be, what is the word for that? But yeah, you just be careful, I guess. But there's another word for that, I forgot. At first, Aunt Rosa had been reluctant examining each one of the plates that were brought, but she hadn't been able to find anything to complain about. And Goda's chef's canned food lunch combo was born. Goda-san said something about taste being savored not just with the tongue, but with the eyes as well. I see it's the same canned food we ate for breakfast, but it feels like something completely different.
バトラ、見て見て。これが狼と羊のパズル。
As I was sitting lazily on the sofa with no desire to watch TV, Maria came over, pulled the picture book out of her handbag and held it out to me.
あ、狼と羊のパズル？
Wolf and sheep puzzle.
どれどれ？
It was a phrase that Aunt Rosa had said this morning and we'd gone to call into Jessica. Yeah, she said this earlier. I mean, not earlier, but yeah, a couple episodes back. And I think, what do you call this? Mario was gonna explain it, right? Was it this? And then Aunt Rosa said, stop, and then they went to Jessica's room, right? At the time, I hadn't known what it meant, and right after that was that uproar when Jessica's corpse was found, so I'd forgotten about it completely. The book that Maria held out to me looked like a foreign picture book or something that had been translated. When I opened it, I realized that it was a book stuffed with riddles.
おお、何匹かの狼と羊をね、一台のボートを使って対岸まで連れてくパズルなの。
ああ？そんなルールのゲームを聞いたことあるな。これはそれの狼と羊バージョンなのか。
It was a very simple puzzle passed on from long ago. Let's try posing a question. On the right bank, there are 2 wolves and 2 sheep. There's a boat that has many as 2 animals can ride on, and using it you have to move all 4 of them to the opposite left bank. I kinda noticed, I think. Yeah, but yeah, you cannot move them when, for example, you cannot put the wolf and the sheep together at the same time because the wolf would eat the sheep, right? That's the puzzle. Yeah, see, X. There are 2 rules. The first is regarding the boat. Even a single wolf or a single sheep can paddle it, but it can only hold 2 animals. The second rule is regarding the wolves. When they are greater in number than the sheep in any location, they attack the sheep and it's game over. Okay, so yeah, it's like that. For example, at the start of the game, let's say the 2 sheep get into the boat and go to the other side. Then 1 sheep gets off on the other, goes back to the first bank. When it does, there are 2 wolves in the first bank and a single sheep returns there. When that happens, the number of wolves is greater, so the sheep is attacked and it's game over. On either bank or even on the boat, there must never be more wolves than sheep. And you got to shuttle them all across under these conditions. By the way, the right answer is to move both wolves to the opposite bank in the first turn. Then 1 wolf comes back. On the second turn, you move 2 sheep to the opposite bank. Then 1 wolf comes back. Then on the third turn, you put the last wolf that was on the right bank on the boat and cross the opposite bank, and congratulations, transport successful. Partway, there may be the same number of wolves and sheep in the boat or on either side, but that isn't a problem. You only lose when the number of wolves is greater. This book uses wolves and sheep as an example, but lots of people probably know this game using different characters. It looked like Mario wanted to test whether I too could solve the puzzle she knew how to solve. And she kept showing me the different pages saying, solve this one, and this one's hard. So what was happening when Aunt Rosa first mentioned this puzzle? That's right. When we decided to go to Jessica, we talked about how many men should go. And Aunt Rosa mentioned the wolves and sheep puzzle, saying we should all go together.
おいおい。
That could only mean one thing. Aunt Rosa was saying that there was a wolf among us. The culprit is among us. So was she thinking that we'd be safe if the number of wolves and sheep was in balance, but that the wolves would bear their fangs if the situation changed? At the time, we found our parents' corpses. Aunt Rosa already suspected that the servants might be wolves. But yeah, it has never or not been answered yet, right? Rosa was in the chapel with the parents, right? When, I guess when the first twilight happened. But why was Rosa in her bedroom afterwards? Does it really matter, or am I just overthinking it? But yeah, they never acknowledged this, right? No one even questioned that. She'd sniffed out the possibility that while she didn't know whether it was all of them or some of them, there were wolves hiding among them. That is not so, there's no surprise. I mean, I guess for the other people, they don't know that Rosa was inside the chapel as well, right? So, yeah. I don't know. I'll just say I don't know. The murder scene was very elaborate. It's easy to imagine that there were multiple culprits. And because she'd reached that conclusion when we went to Jessica's room and learned that Jessica had been killed after being alone with a servant Canon, it isn't hard to imagine why Aunt Rosa suspected the servants so persistently.
使用人の皆さん、合田さんが食器を洗いに厨房に戻ります。念のためです。皆さんも同行してください。
皆さん、申し訳ありません。団体行動で参りましょう。
シャノン、熊沢。行くぞ。
はいはい、ただいま。ほほほほほ。
それではジョージさん、一度失礼いたします。
うん。気をつけて。あ、ローザおばさん。僕も一緒に行っていいかな。
Yeah, he wants to protect Shannon.
ごめんなさい。ジョージ君は残ってくれるかしら。ちょっとお話ししたいことがあるの。
そうですか。シャノン、ごめん。とにかく気をつけて。一人にならないでね。
はい。
南條先生、すみません。ちょっとご相談が。
はい、何ですかな。
The servant put the dishes and empty cans on the serving cart and started to head out into the corridor. Behind them, Aunt Rosa was talking to Dr. Nanjo about something in a small voice.
わかりました。参りましょう。
What did Rosa say? Did Rosa say, keep an eye on them? By the way, we haven't checked the tips, right? Maybe we have something new here. Okay, we don't. There's really no tips in this game. Yeah, compared to Higurashi, right? Like in the end of, I guess, like chapters or when we have a crack on the screen. Yeah, there's nothing there. There's no tips. Okay.
ええ。よろしくお願いしますね。
Dr. Nanjo closed the book he had been reading, rose from the sofa, and followed after the servants. Aunt Rosa stuck her head out into the hallway, and after seeing that they were completely out of sight, she closed the door and spoke. Okay, what is the
みんな
plan?
聞いて。これで今ここにいるのは後ろ宮の人間だけね。
確かにそうなりますね。
So basically, there are only four left, right? George, Butler, Rosa, and Maria. It's weird not seeing Jessica here anymore, right? Because yeah, in the first game, she was there the whole time until the end.
狼を全部追い出したってことっすか、ローザおばさん。
With that one sentence, Aunt Rosa's gaze grew sharp. Apparently, she had picked up on the sarcasm. She laughed lightly.
バトラ君は頭の回転が速いのね。賢い子は好きよ。話が早いわ。
おお、バトラー頭いい？これ解ける？64ページの難しいの。おお。
マリアは少しの間テレビを見ていなさい。ママはバトラ君たちとお話があるの。
おお。
ローザおばさん、パズルの話はバトラ君に聞いたよ。用心深いのは悪いことじゃないと思うけど、さすがに疑り深すぎるのもどうかと思うよ。
真の犯人がベアトリーチェかどうかは別にして、少なくとも使用人たちがその一味であることを疑うことはできると思うの。兄さんたちが殺されていた最初の殺人、とても残酷な仕打ちがされていたわよね。
Yes.
あれが一人でできる真似に見える。
I mean, it could be though. Yeah, you could poison them, open their stomachs, and put the candy there, right? The treats, I mean. It could have been done by one person, right? The problem is... No, I was thinking like, why were they eating in the first place, right? In the chapel. Okay.
謎の来客、ベアトリーチェ様が夜鍋をして、チクチクやったのかもしれねえぜ。
ジェシカちゃんの部屋の扉をめぐるマスターキーの件は、使用人の誰かが関わっている証拠じゃない。
Yeah, now this one with the one we got last episode. Yeah, you could say that maybe one of the servants, right? With all the rules that Beatrice said, the red rules, I guess, the red words. Like it's all pointing to a servant opening this door, right? Like that is the only argument there. If you say the other side, it's gonna be the witch and magic, right? She said that the only things that this door can be opened with is the master keys, or I guess, yeah, Jessica's room key. So basically it's the 6 keys, right? Only the master key could have locked the door to Jessica's room. So we can only suppose that one of the servants did it. Okay, so no, what it's saying, the master keys, because Jessica has her own key to her room, right? But yeah, it was on the side of the bed, the first key that Rosa found. That was key 1. And then let's say key 2 was Kanon's key that was in Jessica's pocket, right? So the ones who were outside were Genji, Shannon, Goda, and Kumasawa. Right? You could say that. No, wait.
チェス盤をひっくり返すぜ。
You spin the chessboard around, he says.
おかしいよ、ローザおばさん。なんで犯人はジェシカを殺した後、わざわざ施錠したんだ？
What reason? What reason?
施錠すれば、マスターキーの持ち主が疑われるのは必然。
Yeah.
わざわざ施錠する必要がないぜ。
そうだよ。バトラ君の言う通りだ。
But Beatrice said it in red though, right? The only thing that can open and close this is the key itself, the master key. it cannot be done with like pick locks or anything like that, right? Or any kind of stuff, other stuff, I mean, other than the key.
わざわざ疑われるようなことをする理由がない。
うん。それは面白い考えよね。もちろん、私もそれは考えた。だとしたら、施錠した人物は使用人を疑わせたくて、マスターキーなしであの扉を閉めた。でもそれは不可能。でしょ？
That's right. If there existed some trick that could lock the door without a master key, that would make this great disguise for casting doubt on the servants. If the culprit's goal was for us to isolate ourselves from the group so they could attack us one by one, the trick would also be effective at giving rise to paranoia. But there was no way to lock that door without using a master key.
マスターキーを使わずに閉める方法がない。なんて、どうして言い切れるの？
How can you be sure that there's no way to lock that door without a master key?
ルドルフ兄さんの言っていた悪魔の証明になるんじゃない？私たちには想像もつかない方法で閉められたのかもしれない。
But yeah, Beatrice said that it can't happen though, right?
私たちに思いつかないからといって、未知のトリックがあることを否定することにはならない。
そりゃそうだけどよ。
Can we get the other butler here?
つまりあれか？疑わしきは黒ってわけなのか？
具体的なトリックはわからないけれど、それでも外角はわかるの。申し訳ないけど、カノン君を犯人だと仮定すると、非常に簡単に説明できる。死体がない理由までね。
I mean, you could say that. Oh, no, but the window is closed, right? I was gonna say like, oh, maybe he could have jumped out of the window. But yeah, the window was closed, and Beatrice said it in red. The window was closed from the inside.
だって、カノン君はマスターキーを持ってなかったんですよ。他の使用人ならともかく、カノン君にだけは施錠はできなかったはず。
And then for Kanon, for example, like if he did it, for example, right? Kill Jessica, get the key, lock it, put it back on Jessica, and then jump out a window. But yeah, with what Beatrice said last time, with all those red rules that she said, it's not possible.
なるほど。それでローザおばさんはジェシカの部屋に入って早々に俺たちにクローゼットなんかを探せと言い出したわけか。ローザおばさんこそ普段の様子から想像できるより頭の回転が速いな。
妹の頭の回転速度は常に姉マイナス1よ。今は誰にも気を使う必要がないからせいせいするわ。
George Aniki realized what she was referring to Aunt Eva, and seemed a little uncertain about how she should take that, or how he should take that sarcasm.
ごめん。僕にもわかるように説明してほしいな。
Explain it slowly.
カノン君のマスターキーはジェシカちゃんのポケットに入って密室に閉じ込められていた。施錠した後に部屋の外からポケットに入れるなんて芸当は不可能なはず。
違うんだよ、兄貴。
Like doors are so different. Can you lock it from the inside as well? I mean,
ローザおばさんの想像しているやり方なら、このトリックはカノン君、そしてジェシカのポケットにマスターキーを入れたまま鍵なしで施錠することができる。
okay.
そしてその結果として死体もなくなることになる。
どうやって？鍵なしでどうやって施錠するんだい？
簡単よ。ジョージ君だって帰宅したら施錠するでしょ。
When you return home, you lock the door, right?
つまみをひねってカチリとね。
Yes.
まさか。いや、でもカノン君の姿はどこにも。
Wait, what did they say? What? It's simple, George Kun. When you return home, you lock the door, right? You twist the knob, click, and you're done.
兄貴にもピンときたみてえだな。 ローザおばさんが室内を探したのはそういうことだ。内側から鍵を閉め、ジェシカのポケットに鍵を突っ込んだカノン君が、どこかに隠れて、俺たちをやり過ごそうとしているのを探したんだ。
It was a simple Oshinba's kind of closed room trick. Okay, explain? It meant him hiding inside the closed room after the murder was committed. Then all he had to do was get out after those who discovered the body left, and the closed room murder would work perfectly.
私たちはあの部屋を探したけれど何も見つけられなかった。でもだからといってあの部屋に使用人たちしか知らない秘密の隠し通路のようなものがないとは言えない。
But yeah, Beatrice said in red that there were no hidden rooms there, right? Yeah.
それがどこに隠されていたかはわからないけれど、その隠し通路を仮定し推理することで彼しかありえないと断言できるのよ。
Dude, honestly, it's so confusing. They're talking about this, but when we were doing the investigation last time, Beatrice, the other Beatrice and Butler were contradicting each other, right? Or Beatrice was saying her red rules, right? And she said that there was no hidden room, I guess, or hidden passages there.
その推理はよ。
Oh, here we go, okay.
俺も一番最初に考えた。一番嫌な推理だから。一番最初にその可能性を潰したかった。
Honestly, I'm sorry if I'm getting it wrong. I'm just so confused right now. Yeah. Because, yeah, we're having Butler here and Beatrice here, right? When they were doing their the stuff last episode. And then now we have the other ones, Rosa, Butler, and George talking about it again, right? It's confusing, man.
カノンはこの部屋で殺された。
Yes.
であろう？
Yeah, you said that. Yes?
そなたはカノンが犯人であると疑いそうになったため、真っ先にその可能性を潰すために、これを復唱させたのだ。わかっておるわかっておる。
だから、その次に考えたのはこうだった。あの部屋にいたのは実は3人だったという説だ。ジェシカとカノン君は被害者。そして、犯人である来客ベアトリーチェも一緒にいた。という考えだ。
そなたは、人間であるわらわが、魔法を使わずに犯行を行ったことにしたいのだったな。なるほど。そなたにぴったりの陳説であるぞ。
お前は2人を殺し、内側から施錠した。そして、カノン君の死体を担いで、普通の人は気づかない秘密の方法。つまり、隠し扉を使って部屋から脱出したんだと読んだ。しかし、お前に赤で言われちまった。あの部屋に隠し扉の類はないってな。
Yes, this is what I was saying. You said no kind, you said it in red. No kind of hidden door existed in that room. Them repeating it, Rosa, the other Butler and George repeating it, is making things confusing, man. As much as I love this one, Butler and Beatrice, it's making stuff very confusing because the other people are repeating it. Yes? It makes you think again, is what I'm saying.
お前たちの知らない秘密の通路は存在せぬぞ。ノックスだったかバンダインだったか。何でもミステリーには秘密の通路があってはいけないらしい。そのお作法にわらわも従ったということよ。つまり名探偵は部屋を調べ尽くさずして隠し通路がないと断言できるわけだ。人間の推理ごっことはなんとお気楽なものよの。
くそ。でけえこと言いやがるぜ。ありがとよ。魔女様のお取り計らいのおかげで、俺も部屋を探し尽くさずに、あの部屋に隠し扉がないと断言できるぜ。
うん。この部屋に隠し扉はない。扉と窓以外に出入りする方法はない。
Okay, okay. Indeed, there are no hidden doors in this room. There is no way to get in or out other than the door and the windows. But she said it in red as well, right? That it may be possible to get out of the window, but the window is locked from the inside again, right? So, yeah. That's why I was saying it was so hard to speculate here, because what you're doing is, yes, you move forward once, you get blocked. Move to the right, you get blocked. And then move to the right again, you're back to the start from the beginning. Like, what am I gonna do?
ってことはよ。今、ローザおばさんがぶってる自信満々の仮説は間違ってるってわけだ。しかも悔しいことに、この仮説は反証不能だ。魔女のお前は赤で、隠し扉はないと断言すれば、それで決着する。しかし人間の俺は、ローザおばさんにそれを反論しても、受け入れられないだろう。隠し扉がないことを人間は証明できない。悪魔の証明になっちまう。くそ。魔女ってのは便利だな。
そんな、あるかないかもわからない隠し扉を理由にカノン君を犯人呼ばわりするなんて、僕は納得できないな。
納得できないならより納得できる推理を聞かせて。ないのよ。私はずっと考えてる。
Right, they could say all of this, but Beatrice is saying it in red, right? So I don't want to say anything anymore. Let's just hear what they say.
これしかないのよ。ジョージ君はシャノンちゃんと仲が良かったわね。だから使用人全員が犯人であることは受け入れがたいと思うの。私もシャノンちゃんが犯人の一味であるなんて信じたくない。でも全員であるか否かはともかく、確実にあの中に犯人もしくは共犯がいるのよ。それだけは見誤っちゃダメ。
カノン君以外にも狼がいると見てたんだな。ジェシカの部屋で犯人はカノン君だと大騒ぎしたのは使用人たちの反応を見るためだったっていうのか。
ええ、そうよ。そしてその結果、私は一層の疑いを持つに至ったわ。確実に使用人の中に狼がいる。確実にね。そして狼と羊のパズルのように普段はおとなしくしているけれど、チャンスがあったら襲ってくるに違いないの。ジェシカちゃんは一人で船に乗った羊よ。あのパズルでは頭数の時は襲ってこないけど、私たちのパズルは違う。チャンスと人数次第なら頭数でも襲ってくる。
But isn't it like that though in like the actual puzzle? It's like only one. If the boat or the sheep can't be in the boat with the wolf, right? For example, because yeah, it's gonna get eaten. I need to check this out later.
ジェシカちゃんが殺されたように。
僕は怒りたいことがある。じゃあ厨房へ行かされてるシャノンは危険な状態じゃないか。
Because she doesn't trust Shannon. She thinks Shannon is maybe one of the wolves.
今すぐ僕たちも厨房へ行くべきだ。誰が狼だろうと狼でなかろうと、僕たち全員が揃っていれば均衡するならそれを保ち続けるべきだと思う。
シャノンちゃんはお父様のところへ源氏さんと一緒に行った。その時に孤立したはずなのに殺されなかった。源氏さんも狼ではないから。違うわ。二 二人とも狼だったからよ。
シャノンは悪事の片棒を担ぐような人じゃない。いくらローザおばさんでもそれは聞き流せません。今の発言に対し僕は取り消しを要求します。
Yeah, George is protecting his love.
兄貴の前で悪いが、その論法エヴァおばさんの雰囲気にそっくりだな。こっちが反論できなきゃ自動的に自分が正しいみたいな。やっぱり血は争えないな、おばさん。
私だって今の自分はあまり褒められたものじゃないとは思ってる。でもね、私は母なの。マリアの無事を守るためなら鬼にもなるわ。
I'd become even a demon to protect Maria's safety. I mean, you've been a demon. Yeah, you've been slapping her, right?
本当ならマリアと二人きりでどこかに閉じこもっていたいくらいよ。でも私は同時にあなたたちの母でもあるつもりなの。今やあなたたちは私の子供も同然。
Yeah, she's the only family left for them. The old, at least the eldest one, right?
私は自分の子じゃないからといってあなたたちを見捨てたりしない。
I mean, Butler and George, yeah, pretty grown, but still, family is family.
絶対。
そりゃどうも。
私はあなたたちの母として油断しないでと警告したかっただけなの。常に私の目の届くところにいて。
Stay where I can see you at all times.
私があなたたちを守ってあげる。
ついでに俺たちが狼でないことも監視してくれるってわけだ。
But yeah, I wonder though, what if suddenly Rosa suspects them, right? What is she gonna do?
そりゃありがたいぜ。
Like maybe there may be a time, especially for George here, because George is, yeah, protecting Shannon, right? What happens then? Like I would not be surprised if, for some reason, Rosa shot someone. Yeah, in this episode, I would not be surprised.
そういうおばさんは自分が狼ではないって証明はできるのかよ。
But yeah, with this argument, then, can you, Aunt Rosa, prove that you aren't a wolf yourself? Because, yes, she was in the chapel with everyone, right? She was there, but suddenly in the morning, she was in her bed, right? Genji was waking her up. So, and yeah, we didn't really have an answer for that.
できるわ。
即答っすね。
Okay.
どうやって？
これよ。これが証拠よ。
Are you showing the gun? Is that it? That is your... What do you mean that is your proof? Aunt Rosa lifted her gun and pointed the barrel at me. But it was only for an instant. She immediately lowered the gun, laughing impishly. But to me, the time I spent staring down the barrel of that gun felt like an eternity. I mean, yeah. Someone points a gun at you. One click, you're done.
その銃がどうローザおばさんが犯人でないことを証明するというんですか。
Yeah. How does that prove that you aren't the culprit?
考えてもみて。私が犯人だったらどう？使用人たちが出ていったこの千載一遇の機会を逃すと思う？
Would I really give up the once in a lifetime chance I got when the servants left?
あなたたちをズドンと撃って、あとは適当な言い訳をするだけよ。
Dude, if you shot them there, they would notice the gunfire, the bullets.
窓の外にベアトリーチェが現れて銃を撃ってきたとかね。
No one, I don't think anyone would believe you if that happened though.
私は2発を撃ち返したと称して2発分の空薬莢を床に捨てればいい。
そりゃすげえ乱暴な理論だが確かに一理あるぜ。
I mean, you could say that, but the servants are not gonna believe you like that.
クラウス兄さんが昔よく言ってたわ。
Dude, honestly, Rosa is kind of scary here. Compared to Natsu in episode 1, she is scary.
力こそ正義ってね。
She's unstable.
これがまさにそうなのかしら。 ごめんなさいね、二人とも。私も今朝からの事件続きでかなり冷静さを失ってる。普段の私を知る二人から見れば、今の私は余裕がなくて少し短気そうに見えるかもしれない。でも分かって、私は悪意ある犯人からあなたたちを守りたい。そのためには鬼になる。それだけのことなの。怒らせるようなことを言ってごめんなさいね。バトラ君、ジョージ君、仲直りしましょう。
An unsatisfied expression rose to George Oniki's face. He probably couldn't forgive the damage done to Shannon's honor. What about me? Several bits of circumstantial evidence hinted at the servants' participation. I didn't want to believe that one of them was the culprit, or possibly colluding with the culprit. But in our current situation, that was a little more than wishful thinking. Whom should I believe? In the first place, who is the culprit? Are there accomplices? And if so, how many? It seems I've only been suspecting the people we know. I quickly forgot that 19th person, the guest Beatrice, who arrived yesterday and boldly claimed to be the Golden Witch. In fact, I still haven't seen her face. I heard she greatly resembled the witch in that portrait. But since I haven't seen her directly, no matter how hard I try, it doesn't really feel to me like a 19th person is on this island. So I've been subconsciously hallucinating that the culprit is one of the 18. Come out, Beatrice. If you are the bad guy, then act like the bad guy and show yourself, laughing in a high-pitched voice, mocking us. Just like the bad guy in one of those dramas, who, even when they're exposed as a culprit, aggressively says, "Where's your proof?" There she is.
証拠は終わりかの？
うっせえ。てめえはしばらく黙ったろ。
Okay. Okay, let's take a break here. We've done our meeting with the remaining Oshiromiya family, right? Rosa, George, and Butler continued their talk about what happened in Shannon's room. Jessica's room, right? And then now still suspecting every servant there, right? And her saying that she will do everything, even to be a demon, to protect her, right? So let's see the other side next time. So I guess in this kitchen, we're gonna have the servants, right? Let's see how they talk. This is gonna be interesting, right? Very, very interesting. So anyways, we are gonna continue this and do more of Ushiromi. Umineko When They Cry, episode 2 in the next one. So I'll just see you then, guys. Bye-bye.